Few and Signal began with a simple question: what if a small business could engage an entire market research agency as easily as asking a question? Smaller businesses still have to make serious decisions about new products and customers, but traditional agency research can be expensive and slow. Doing it themselves is difficult, while most AI tools only search information that already exists. Hence, there's a missing capability, a research team that can search the market and ask it. I developed the concept and product direction through ChatGPT, specifically on the idea making primary research the differentiator. I then worked with Codex to turn that idea into a functioning application, building the Next.js and Supabase workflow, connecting the OpenAI Responses API, debugging failures, and testing each production release. Inside the product, GPT 5.6, specifically 5.6 Luna, powers the entire research team itself. The result is a coordinated team that can plan the engagement, search for evidence, run surveys and interviews, analyze the findings, and deliver a recommendation. Let me show you what that looks like. Few and Signal presents the experience as a research agency rather than a chatbot. Each specialist you see here is an AI agent, and each one takes responsibility for a different stage of the engagement. So I'll start by the demo. For the purposes of this demo, we'll go with the primary and secondary engagement. A client begins by describing the decision they need to make. In this example, a Singapore coffee chain is deciding whether its next outlet should be in the central business district area or regional center. John uses GPT 5.6 to understand the business and ask a few questions that the client can realistically answer. From those answers, John prepares a complete research plan. The client can approve the plan or ask John to revise it before proceeding. Once approved, Maya Chen, the next AI secondary research analyst, begins the secondary research. She searches the live web, retains the relevant sources, and records exactly what each source contributes. After Maya has found the secondary research, we can now move on to the primary research. This is where Few and Signal goes beyond conventional AI research. Aisha uses GPT 5.6 to create a focus survey and interview guide around the original business decision. The survey is stored within the application and responses are stored in Supabase. Going to the interview section, Daniel can then conduct an interview, read the questions aloud, and adapt his next question to what the participant actually says.
Thinking about the past month, when and why have you visited cafes in the CBD or a large regional center?
Sophia brings the web research, survey responses, and interviews together, highlighting where the evidence agrees, where it conflicts, and what remains uncertain. Codex helped me turn all of these stages into one connected and testable workflow, rather than a collection of static demonstrations. Finally, Marcus uses GPT 5.6 to produce a decision-ready brief with the recommendations supporting evidence, risk, and limitations. Few and Signal does not just search the market, it asks it.